suspensions. That's the word for Kentuckians who still haven't gotten a real ID after years of delays. The deadline to get one, if you plan on flying this summer, is now less than 50 days away.
So knowing that thousands of people still don't have a real ID, I went down to the airport today. I talked with TSA to see if they think all of this is going to slow down the security line for your next flight.
I like it. I don't know. I like traveling across the U.S., outside of the country. It's fun.
For someone who's in the air as often as Chance Gustafson, getting his real ID early was a no-brainer.
I travel a lot for work. I work in aviation, so it's pretty critical that I can get through TSA, and they're requiring it, so I need it.
But the reality is thousands of Kentuckians don't yet have one. Recently, we've reported on the challenges some people have faced trying to get their real ID. Either way, starting May 7th, you'll have to have one or a passport to board a commercial flight.
If you do not have a real ID by May 7th, your air travel may be delayed.
TSA Federal Security Director Ray Williams says the agency will be enforcing this at Louisville's airport, and TSA is preparing, knowing that many people probably won't have one.
Your process will probably be delayed. We'll have to do a verification process to confirm your ID.
No word on how long that would take. The Real ID was first passed by Congress 20 years ago. The idea, beef up security following 9/11. But since then, the deadline for you to get one has been delayed over and over, until now.
If you do not have a real ID for some reason, make sure you're here even earlier, as you will be subject to those additional screening measures.
Natalie Shadowan says the airport gets busier in the summer. Mornings are the busiest time. She says SDF has taken measures to try to avoid disruptions, including adding 6 permanent security lines with an option for a 7th. Travelers like Gustafson hoping their own travels won't be delayed, even though he's had his real ID for years.
If you want to travel, you better go get it, because it's the only way you can do it now.
If you don't plan on traveling anytime soon, going to a military base or getting into a federal facility, you don't necessarily need to have your real ID by that May 7th deadline. As we've reported, it's been difficult for people to get local appointments. So we reached out to KYTC today for an update. The Transportation Cabinet says they're using more overtime and temporary staffing at their busier offices, continuing Saturday hours once a month, and they have a new scheduling system allowing customers to check in and wait in their vehicles rather than physically waiting in a line. There are also pop-up licensing options in counties without regional offices.